One of the most amazing things that I've used the law of attraction for is in transforming my reality into a very magical reality. And so what I mean by this is before learning about the law of attraction, my reality used to be kind of drab. Okay. So it was almost as if, if you look at like the camera filters, if you're doing like Instagram or something like that, and you put a filter over a photo, it was as if before learning about these techniques that I'm going to talk about in today's video, my reality was one of those that looked almost kind of gray, like the color had just been kind of sucked out of it. And reality was kind of boring. It was predictable. It was drab. It was kind of what you expected it to always be. But using the techniques that I'm going to talk about today, my reality has really transformed into a more magical reality. And what I mean by this is that if I look out into the world now, things are very colorful. They're very bright. There's almost kind of like a shimmery sheen that's over a lot of things. It almost looks very cinematic, something that you would see in the movies. And not only that, but a lot of magical things, unexpected things now happen where, you see things like rainbows and butterflies and miracles all over the place. And so I really wanted to make today's video because a lot of times the content on the law of attraction focuses on things like making money or getting love or those kinds of things. And those are awesome to attract. But this is one of my most favorite things that I've learned how to attract is simply creating a reality that's just so much more magical and fun and mystical. And so I want to talk today about how you can do this using the law of attraction. All right. So the first thing that you can do to create this shift in your world where you manifest this very magical reality is very, very simple. And it's just to look for the magic. Look for the magic. The problem that a lot of people have, and this is the problem that I had when I had the very drab reality, is that they're very frequently looking out into their reality, looking for things that are problematic, looking for issues, looking for problems. And through the law of attraction, whatever you look for, you end up finding. Okay. And so this was something that I dealt with a lot before I learned about the law of attraction is that, I was noticing how boring things were. I was noticing how much I did not like my reality. And so reality itself started to become more of that. It started to become more drab. It started to become more boring. And you may be able to look back to when you were a child. A lot of people can look back on their childhood memories and they remember the world being more magical and more colorful and a lot more bright. And that's because children a lot of times are a lot more curious and they're excited about the world. And so the world to them looks so much more beautiful. But as we age, we often start to notice problems and issues, and that colors our reality. It makes it more drab. It makes it more boring. Okay. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to start to look for the magic. You want to start to look at the world kind of like you're a child again, where you're looking for the things that are exciting. You're looking for the things that are fun or captivating or interesting. So let me give you a couple of ideas. These are things that I started to notice and now I see them all the time and they've even filtered into other areas of my life. One that I like to focus on and look for is if you see the sun on water. Okay. So maybe there's a retention pond or you're at the ocean or you see a river and the sun is glittering kind of on the water. Okay. That's a very magical kind of look, a very cinematic thing to kind of look at. And so that's one of the things that I started to notice and look for. Another thing that you can look into is the sky. So looking for interesting clouds or looking at the stars and trying to get in that state of noticing how magical it looks. You can also look for things like bright colors or really, sparkly jewelry, things like that. And the more you start to look for those kinds of things, the more of those types of effects start to show up into your world. So this is a very simple thing that you can do that actually ends up putting like permanent rose-colored glasses on for you, where suddenly where you look out into your world, it looks really beautiful and magical and fun. And in that state, as an added bonus, when you're feeling like you're in a magical world, it's a lot easier to manifest because the world looks beautiful and you're appreciating how nice it is. That puts you into alignment to attract a lot of the things that you want. All right, now this is a very aesthetic law of attraction type of technique. And I am curious, have you noticed that as you become more positive thinking, that your world has become more beautiful or more colorful or more interesting, or maybe you're seeing more signs and synchronicities? If you've seen this in your own world, please go ahead and share your story below so that other people can hear about it. It is a very wonderful and exciting thing that happens as you learn about the law of attraction and you start looking for more positive things, is that the world around you starts to look a lot more pleasant. All right, so that's a very simple thing that you can do. Another thing that you can do is to ask for magic. Ask for magic. All right. So a lot of times with the law of attraction, particularly when people get started, they're very focused on like the big goals. You know, I want the car, I want the money, I want the girl, I want the job, these very, material type things. But as you start playing around with the law of attraction and you start manifesting different things, you notice that you can manifest all kinds of stuff. And so something that I like to manifest are magical experiences. Magical experiences. And so this is a very simple thing that you can do. In the morning, if you do any kind of journaling or intention setting, this is a really great one to just put out there into the universe is, you know what, universe, today I would like to manifest some magical experiences. That's the way I just like to put it. Magical experiences. And notice that a magical experience is a very general term. It is open for the universe to interpret it. Okay. And so when you ask for something like a magical experience, this is a very low resistance type of intention to put out there. You just ask the universe for some magical experiences and allow the universe to bring you whatever it is that you want. And so this is something I love to do because, again, it's very low resistance. If you just put it out there that I would like to manifest some magical experiences, it's going to be very easy for you to manifest those things. And they can come in all different kinds of forms. A lot of times you'll see things that feel like almost like miracles or synchronicities, where you're meeting up with somebody at just the right time or getting somewhere at just the right time, or maybe having a very chance encounter, very magical experience with somebody that you wouldn't have expected. So attracting magical experiences is fun because when they come in throughout the day, you're going to get really excited about them, that you manifested something kind of unique. You made your world a little bit more interesting. And as an added note to this particular technique, if you're ever feeling down or low vibration, this is something that I'll often narrow into. Okay. So for example, about a week ago, I woke up just on the wrong side of the bed. I was having like one of those mornings where everything was going wrong, because when you start off your day kind of bad, you attract more bad stuff. And whenever I find myself in that kind of state, I will put down manifesting for the day. Okay. What I mean by that is if I'm in a crummy mood or my vibration is low, I will set aside the idea of trying to intend the more tangible things, like trying to intend money or business success or situations with relationships or whatever. I put that aside and I'll lean in with the magical experience. Okay, so instead of trying to intend for a bunch of tangible items, I'll say, you know what? We're kind of in a crummy mood today, so let's just get in our Zen place and ask for magical experiences only today. Okay, so I'll even say that I only want to manifest magical experiences today. Now, the reason why this is a great technique, again, is because asking for a magical experience is a very low resistance ask. It's general. You're not asking for something specific, so it's very easy to let it go and let it come back however it wants to come back. And if you ask for that and that becomes your intention for the day, is that I just want to have a magical day. That's it. I don't care what comes. I don't care how it shows up. I just want to have these magical experiences. What will happen is that as you start to attract the magical experiences, you'll start to notice that your vibration starts to spin upwards. Okay. And so whenever I do this, I can take a day that starts out kind of crummy and I can start attracting fun little magical experiences. Maybe there's some butterflies in the driveway. Okay, that's kind of magical. Maybe there's a rainbow. Oh, that's kind of magical. And it'll start to ramp up to the point where I start attracting more significant magical experiences, significant encounters with people, significant encounters with success or other things kind of showing up that I wasn't expecting to manifest that day will start to filter in because my vibration goes up. And so not only is this a great technique to manifest magic into your world, it's also a really great vibration raising technique. All All right, so I've got another really great technique on how to manifest more magic into your reality with the law of attraction. But first, if you enjoy law of attraction videos that teach you how to manifest the life of your dreams, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And of course, go ahead and turn on the handy notification bell. I put out content like this every single week, and I know you're going to love it. Additionally, if you are new to my work here, I would love to invite you to take my very quick 5-minute law of attraction test. If you want to know that you, yes you, really are the creator of your reality, I've designed a very simple, very quick 5-minute test where you can prove it to yourself. Put something out and watch it come back. And to take that test now, please go to manifestingtest.com. Again, that's manifestingtest.com. I'll also go ahead and put a link below in the description for you for that one, but manifestingtest.com is the direct link. All right, but let's get into another technique here on how to manifest more magic into your world. And this is a really great law of attraction technique that you can use for all different kinds of things. It's one of my favorites, okay, hands down favorites. And it's simply to let the universe handle it, okay? That's the motto. Let the universe handle it. What I mean by this is that when we navigate our reality, where we are always trying to fix things, solve problems, think about it, get it figured out, when we try to manually create our reality through action or through concentrated thought, that can create a very rigid reality, a very expected reality, a reality where you're getting kind of what you're putting into it. Instead of doing that, what can be tremendously useful, again, is to let the universe handle it. And so throughout the course of your day, you can play around with this one. I like to use this one sometimes for problems are a good one. So if you encounter some kind of an issue that you don't really want to deal with, instead of like putting your nose to the grindstone and trying to figure it out, instead, just say to yourself, you know what? I'm going to put this down and I'm going to let the universe handle it. And put the problem away and go do something else. You know, go look for the magic, go look for the glitter, you know, go do something like that. Get yourself out there in your reality doing something else that's more fun. And tell yourself, I'm going to let the universe handle this. Now, a very interesting thing will often happen when you do this particular technique is that the universe will handle it. And so this is one of my favorite ways to, you know, introduce more magic into my life is that whenever there are problems or issues, I let the universe handle it. And the fun thing about that is when the universe handles it, it's a very magical experience for me. It takes a problem, something negative that's stressing me out, and turns it into a fun, magical manifestation. And so at this point, when problems occur, now I don't even really get too upset about them because it's almost like, oh, it's exciting to see how the universe is going to handle this one. And so this is something I've even taught my husband. And so my husband, maybe you've seen this with your spouse. If you're married, let me know in the comments because sometimes I get people that write in and say, you know what, Andrea, I'm on board with the law of attraction, but my husband or my wife, you know, they just don't get it yet, or they're not on board, or they're still thinking negative. I think that's a very common thing. And if you've experienced that, go ahead and tell me below in the comments. I know that for me, you know, when I learned about the law of attraction, at first my husband was skeptical too. Okay. And so it's been kind of a journey with him, but now he's becoming a really good manifester. And so he's learned this particular technique. And so at work last week, he was having a problem with some people and he had gotten yelled at by somebody and blamed for something that wasn't his fault. And he was really upset about it and, you know, wanted to try and fix the problem, but realized, okay, I can just let the universe handle this. So he put that problem away, came home, we went for a walk, got his mind off of it, just kind of hung out and relaxed. And the funny thing is that the next day he woke up and they had contacted him to apologize for being rude and for blaming him. Whereas in the past, if he had had an identical experience like that, he probably would have dug in his heels, gotten angry about it, and created more problems with those people. Instead, it solved themselves. They saw the error in their ways and they called and apologized to him, okay? And all that he did was decide he was gonna let the universe handle it. And so this is a really, really fun technique that I highly do advise that you try as well. Now, another great way to manifest magic into your life, again, is to try out out my manifesting test where you can put something out and watch it come back. Again, if you haven't taken that test yet, please make sure to go ahead and take that at manifestingtest.com. Again, that's manifestingtest.com. But thanks so much for watching today's video on how to manifest magic into your life with the law of attraction. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. And of course, I look forward to bringing you another one soon. Bye-bye.